All right, welcome to the LT Outdoors YouTube channel. We got a fun one for you today. I'm going to try to build my own arrow saw. So I just went out to Home Depot. I picked up this Dremel 3100 rotary tool, and I've seen some guys that have kind of done their own arrows with these Dremel tools, and so just trying to save a little bit of money rather than just going out and buying an arrow saw. I figured I'd just try to make one myself. So follow along, maybe it can help you, maybe you can build the same one yourself. Okay, so like any good DIY project, I'm kind of just trying to use whatever scraps and stuff that I've got around the house. So I just found just a little piece of scrap wood, and then I did pick this up when I got the Dremel. It's just a simple measuring stick. I'm hoping to mount that to this as having a real good way to just kind of measure exact every time what my length is on the arrow. And then down here, if you can see this, I'm going to try to create some sort of way, whether it's on here or off here, to secure the Dremel. So that's kind of what I'm working on next. I'm going to show you guys what I've got so far. I've been working on trying to fasten the Dremel to the end of the jig. So I've got these two blocks just on either side. The jig can still, or the Dremel can still pull out of that, but it does sit pretty snug right there. And then right now I've got it pretty much lined up where I want it to be, squared up with my measuring tape. And then I've got my measuring stick screwed in here, and I've got this other board on top, and I'm going to try to fashion something like this where there's just a little bit of the blade showing, and then I can sort of just roll the arrow. I kind of spin it into the blade. So still working on that. I need to get this Dremel just a little bit more fastened down. It can still, like, the front still moves, so I'm looking for something to kind of strap over right here. But I think once I do that, that'll be pretty set. So we're working on it. This is what we got so far. All right, well, I just got the Dremel fastened down. So I was kind of fooling around with a couple different things, but I ended up finding these plastic straps as opposed to like the metal straps. I didn't like these as much, although they're solid. I feel like the plastic, I can undo one side if I want to take the Dremel out a little bit easier without bending it, just like the metal I feel like would bend. So I've got the plastic, I've got this tied down. This is not going anywhere. It's very solid. And then I did check the square, and we are very squared up on that. So now I'm going to try to configure the other piece right here. And then I'll need to configure something on this end. I'd like to find some sort of way to make like a back side to put the back of the nock in that kind of slides on this with like a pointer for the measurement, but we'll see. This is a nice little board up here that I could slide on if possible, but I've got the Dremel set, so that's really nice having that. So we'll see what else we can get into. All right, well, I think we may be done with this build. I'm just going to show you kind of what I got. So what we did is we took the Dremel and we fastened it in between these two blocks, and then I tied it down with these plastic ties. And then if you'll see the way I did this angle right here, there's just the blade barely exposed right there, and so that allows me to kind of roll the arrow into it. And then I've got just a measuring stick here, and on the end I just did a block, and then I rigged it so you can kind of see right where you're at. And then I just did one screw, and I could just take that screw out, and then the plan would be I could just slide this block wherever on the measuring stick that I need it, and I can see my indication, and my arrows are 29.5 carbon to carbon. And so I could just take this screw out, I can slide it to wherever I need it, and I can just make a new hole. So if I'm cutting arrows for other people, I'll have to make new things. But I'm gonna try to find an old arrow. I think I've got one that's uncut, and I'm gonna test it out. I just cut this, and overall, just a little bit of sanding, and I think this would be money, and looks pretty good. So I've got some arrows to build, so I'm gonna leave it like this, and I'm gonna try to build some arrows with this thing. All right, well, it looks like we're finished up here. Just gonna show you a couple tweaks I made. I added this little loop right here for me to stick a vacuum hose in, get a vacuum running, kind of suck up some of that carbon dust, and then everything else is pretty much ready to go. And like you can see here, that blade is in a good spot to roll the arrow in there. So I'm pretty excited about this, hoping to get a lot of good use out of it. And thanks for following along with this build. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time on the LT Outdoors YouTube channel.